Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Today in FIFA, as part of the new Rulebreakers promo, we received an epic new player objective card with this Rulebreaker Mukiele. And I would recommend everyone completing this, and I'm going to go over the fastest, the quickest, the best way to complete this one. But before we do, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below, check the description, join my Discord, all of that fun stuff. But let's just get right to it. This Mukiele has 5 parts, and this one is completely different than a lot of other objectives we've had because everything will be completed in the new live FUT-friendly Rulebreakers Classic. Now that's good and that is bad. It's good because I think we're going to be able to complete this one really easy, but it's bad because I've already seen a lot of people online talking about helping each other out. Now that's great, but whenever we've had that in the past, EA will remove that from the game. They will change it to make it harder to complete, to make it to where we can't just help each other out to get a free card. So I'm a little concerned about that, but we're just going to have to go with it. But this Mukiele looks absolutely amazing. He's Bundesliga, so he's going to link to some of the other strong center back options from the Bundesliga. He's Leipzig, so he would have a perfect link to that Upamecano Team of the Week card. That's a really strong card. He would also link to someone like Raphael Varane, so he has French links as well. His pace is through the roof. They lowered his defense, but they did not lower it a ton. And just to tell you, I would probably put a shadow on this card. It nearly maxes out his pace and will make his defending a little bit strong. Plus, he's already got that physicality out there. This is another one, too. If you wanted to switch him to center back, he would be an epic center back as well. So I recommend everyone trying to grind out this card, especially the quicker you can get it done, the better, because I think there's going to be a lot of people helping each other out. I just have some slight concerns about EA changing this in the future because when you're in a live FUT-friendly, that's not going to count towards your record. People, it's not going to impact your rewards. Like when it's a rival's objective, you don't want to give away a free win because that's going to mess up your weekly score, going to hurt your reward, so understandably. But for the friendly, they will help them. But let's just go over what you need to do here. The first one is called Crossing Charm. And this is assist 4 goals with crosses using Bundesliga players in the live FUT-friendly Rulebreakers Classic. So basically all you need to do is, just use the cross. If you don't know what the cross button is, it's X. Some of the most effective crosses this year are best ways to score, even when you're not trying to do this, is to do a low-driven cross. And to do that, you hit RB on your Xbox controller or R1, hold that in while you push the cross button, and then that will send a just driven cross, a low. Volleys are very effective this year. Sometimes you can just send those in, and you can even do some crosses. It's not horrible like it was in FIFA 20, but it's not broken like it was in FIFA 19. You can score some from crosses. But this is one, again, you can message your opponent before the match and say, hey, can you give me 4 assists with crosses? Plus a couple other things. We'll get to that in just a minute. 3 of these objectives you can get done in one match, but just helping out your opponent, trading goals left and right. So this is one of those that you can trade out with your opponent and just get 4 goals with crosses using Bundesliga players. I also should mention, we'll check that out in a minute, to go into the live FUT-friendly Rulebreakers Classic, you need 5 Bundesliga players in your squad and 1 French player. So you will already have some Bundesliga players in your team, and I will show you the team I'm going to use to take care of this. So I'll give you some ideas. I'm using some very cheap players. Bundesliga has some amazing cheap options out there, so I'll show you who I'm using and who I recommend. The next one is called Defensive Delivery, and this is assist 5 goals using French defenders in the live FUT-friendly Rulebreakers Classic. Now this is one, if this was in Rivals, this could be a little bit tough because what you have to do is get like a left back like Ferland Mendy, who's very expensive. You could even use the gold Mukiele for this, or also on this one on Crossing Charm, you do get a lone Mukiele. So if you wanted to try to do it in the proper order or, do it right without helping each other out, then you could take that Mukiele and then use him for this. But what I'm recommending here, once you message your opponent before the match, or if you just recognize that you're helping each other out, do the assist 4 goals with crosses using Bundesliga players, and also assist 5 goals using French defenders. So what you can do, say you have that gold 80 rated Mukiele in your team. He is a French defender. So send in a cross with Mukiele and score it. Then that's going to count as a cross assist with a Bundesliga player, and it's also going to count as an assist with a French defender. So with 5 goals, you can complete both of these. And what I normally recommend, try to do 5 crosses just to make sure. Sometimes the crosses don't count for whatever reason, it bounced one time or you hit the button. I don't know. So I just always recommend trying to go overboard with it. So it says assist 4 goals with crosses and assist 5 goals with French defenders. Do 5 crosses with someone like Mukiele. If you have Roussillon, if you have Lucas Hernandez, somebody who is a French defender but also Bundesliga, and you can complete both of those like with the same goal. So those should be very easy to complete if you message your opponent before the match. If you try to play it straight, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but of course you can do that. The next one is French finishing, and this is the first one you can't do like in the same match, but you also want to score with French players, so this one is just score in 6 separate matches using French players in the live FUT Friendly Rulebreakers Classic. So this is another one, though, if you want to trade off some goals, if you want to do something like that, then you can just exchange French goals. There's several strong French attackers this year. I mean, there's tons of different ones. And Kunku is one that you could possibly use in your team. That's also Bundesliga if you want to go with someone like that. I mean, obviously Ben Yedder, tons of just any French player to just bang in a goal for you is going to work out perfectly. The next one is Goal Glut, and this is scored 12 goals using Bundesliga players in the live FUT Friendly Rulebreakers Classic. So for this one, again, just do as it says, score 12 goals, but you can combine that with this one. You can take one match and complete Goal Glut, defensive delivery, and crossing charm in one match with 12 goals. So again, going back to our previous example, say you're using Mukiele's just 80 rated right back version. You send in your crosses. Well, if you're sending those crosses into Bundesliga players, then 5 of your goals will already be scored with Bundesliga players. So send in 5 crosses with Mukiele, bang them in with someone like Hwang Hee-chan, then that's 5 goals already towards that. Then just trade 7 more regular goals, and you are done with Goal Glut, you're done with defensive delivery, and you're done with crossing charm. The last one is the only one that you're going to have to play a little bit, but I've also seen people say online that they are going to just let the home team win, give up an early goal, leave. If you've got some extra time, go into the live FUT Friendly, score an own goal and leave. That will give somebody a win. So there's plenty of ways to help each other out in this one. So win 6 matches in the live FUT Friendly Rulebreakers Classic. So this is one, like I said, we can help people out on this, and I would recommend it. I mean, if that's what people are going to take advantage of it, don't try to just be like, oh, well, that's not what EA intended or anything like that. Take advantage of it. I do feel pretty certain going forward they're going to change this. They're going to make it something to where it discourages you. So like if you, I don't know, maybe win 6 matches after playing 90 minutes, I don't know, then that encourages people to troll you. They could leave at the 88th minute or something like that. I don't know, but I just feel like EA is going to change it. They did. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was some objective last year that they did, and they tried to make it like in online friendlies. And, everybody's going to do what they're doing now, help each other out, which is, again, that is great. I'm just concerned about what's going to go forward with that. But let me show you the team that I'm going to use that I recommend if you want a team to play really well. This is also a team you could do a lot of stuff with, even in like Rivals or Weekend League. This is a very playable team right here. So what I've got at the back, and whoa, what happened to my keeper? My team must not have saved. This is crazy. Okay, well, I'm going to have to update this a little bit. I had saved a team, but we all know how EA works. But let me just show you how this is. I can probably just pull everybody because I have everybody ready. For a goalkeeper, whatever goalkeeper you want, I've got Berkey available. But if only one you have is Bauman, or even if you have Horn, just throw one out there. The goalkeeper, not going to be that important in this. But for my center backs, I'm recommending Lucas Hernandez and Klosterman. Both of those are really strong center backs. Klosterman, I think, is the most expensive card on this team. He's around 6,000 to 7,000 coins, I believe. But look at that pace, 84 pace, a really strong center back. Lucas Hernandez is only going for like 2,000 coins. He is cheap as can be, but very solid. For right back, I am recommending using the Mukiele because, again, we needed him. We needed a French player to score. We need a French player to send in a French defender to send in crosses. So he's going to count for a lot of things. So I'll recommend Mukiele over there. For left back, if you had Roussillon, that would probably be the best, but he's a little bit pricier. I'm going to go with Schultz. He's around 2,000 coins, has really good pace, so I'm just going to go with Schultz. At LM, I'm going with Leon Bailey. He is worth, I think, like less than 1,000 coins now. For my other cam, he's actually a CM. I'm going to go with Sabitzer. I had to buy him. I paid 1,600 coins for him, and he's an 83 rated. There's going to come a point in time once we get more SBCs, once we have a better SBC, that some of these 83s will come up in value. So I will just hold on to this Sabitzer. In a couple weeks, I'm sure he's going to be worth 4,000 or 5,000 coins. So I'll just hold on to him as an investment. And then for my RM, I'm going to go with Bellarabi. He is worth like less than 1,000 coins. This Emre Can I bought is 1,000 coins. Very cheap. This Limer card, who I think is really strong, is like less than 2,000 coins. All of these cards are so cheap. The only one that's pricey at all is Klosterman. Berkey may be a little expensive. I don't know for sure. I doubt he's probably 2,000 or 3,000 coins. But I'm just saying, use whatever goalkeeper you want. And then I'm using this once to watch Hwang Hee-chan. But if you only need his gold version, it's going for discard value. So this is the team I recommend. I also would put some type of French attacker on the bench. Like, let me just see if I have a cheap French attacker on the bench. I forget who I had here, but anybody that can bang in a goal for you. Payet, Aouar, Ribéry, even Diaby. Diaby might even be better. Maybe Diaby would be better than Leon Bailey. Let's do that. I think that's actually, we're going to make that change. Diaby would actually be better than Leon Bailey, because then you have your French player that can bang in some goals for you. Maybe you'd even put him up top in a striker position or cam position, just so he will be there available to bang in some goals for you. So let's go with Diaby. I didn't check out Diaby. I knew I had him. I meant to look him up, but I didn't. What is he going for? I highly doubt it's going for much. But, just to make sure, is he going for less than 1,200? So, there's several of them out there for 1,200. It probably flooded at, even at 1,400 with no taker. So again, very, very cheap, lots of pace, can bang in some goals for you. So that's what I would recommend right there for a cheap team. And again, this team would also even be usable in Rivals or Weekend League or something. Not that I recommend it. I'm just saying this is a usable team for hardly anything. And then that will take care of your Mukiele. Let's compare. I wanted to look at Mukiele's stats real quick. Let's compare him to his gold one, and I'll show you what it would work out to be. So if we look at Mukiele right here, let me just go to concept players on and French right back. So just compare these two. So here's Mukiele. If you compare his stats to his gold version, he's going from 83 pace to 89 pace. His shooting's going up a little bit, but if you're counting on your fullbacks to bang in goals for you, you're probably not playing right. His passing has improved a little bit. His dribbling has went way up. His defending only went down a little bit. Like, I've looked at some of these other cards from the Rule Breakers, like that 9-Golan, who looks epic. His defending went down a ton. I mean, his pace did go up a lot, but his defending went down a ton. Mukiele's defending only went from 80 to 77, but his physical went from 77 to 83, and I think that's important that your fullbacks have a little bit of strength, because usually those fast wingers that are running down the wings, they're generally, outside of maybe Adama Traore, they are not that strong, so you can easily kind of like box them off a little bit, shove them, get them off their runs, so that makes a difference. So just to look deeper into his stats, he has 3-star, 3-star, medium is not my favorite, but it's, it's usable. A lot of our best fullbacks do have medium defending work rates, because they have high attacking and medium defensive work rate, so it's not the worst. I would still put him on stay back while attacking for sure. His pace, I am still recommending a Shadow. I think that's what I would run on him. If you did an anchor, that only takes his acceleration to 90, and I'm a big fan of having those big bursts of speed, or those quick bursts of speed, I should say. So a Shadow would take his acceleration to 95 and would take his sprint speed to 99. So you're talking about nearly maxed out on pace. His agility and balance is now 85. His dribbling is absolutely beautiful now. So again, if you need a French defender and you're having any trouble with any of those objectives, use that lone Mukiele to help you complete some of those. His defending is still nice. I do hate that his defensive awareness is 72, but that's not out of line. And also with his strength, with his stamina, with all of that type of stuff there, it just makes for a really solid right back that you're going to get a lot of use out of for a free card that should not take you a lot of time to complete with so many people trying to help each other out to complete this. But anyways, boys, I just wanted to go over how to complete this Mukiele. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, but I will see you guys soon. Bye.